Right now, Israeli defense forces mobilizing for a massive ground invasion against Hamas terrorists, fighting back after its worst attack in 50 years, when Israel won the Gaza Strip in the Yom Kippur War. Fast forward to 2005, when Israel pulled out of Gaza, hoping that terrorism would stop. But instead, Gaza elected Hamas as its government. No elections have been held since, as terrorists plotted attacks on Israel while building a network of terror tunnels. Former NATO Supreme Allied Commander General Philip Breedlove joins us now. General, thank you for joining us. I know you have valuable insight on this. What do you see happening in Israel as far as U.S. involvement moving forward?
Well, first of all, Joey, thanks for having me on board, and well done to you two in explaining capabilities just previous to this.
Yes, sir.
I would remind, as an airman, there's also a buildup of tactical and strategic air that maybe you would want to address.
Yes, sir.
So there are a lot of signals that we are sending, and two carrier battle groups with all its attendant capabilities, the attack and strategic air and others. These are clear signals to those around the area not to broaden this war. But that is the clear message that's being sent by everyone outside of Israel in the area, is that the war will broaden. I would point this back also to Ukraine, where we are deterred in some ways by the threat of a broadening war there. And I think that Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran are taking some pages from those books and making sure that everything now focuses on this is going to get bigger if Israel goes in. So I think that it's important that Western leaders, to include the United States, stand firm in their support, and that we not allow ourselves to be inadvertently deterred by the rhetoric that's out there. We have to be honest and accept the possibility, but we should not be artificially deterred.
If we wanted to zoom out, this is not a political question. It's a question of reality. As the Supreme Allied Commander of NATO forces, you understand probably better than most what our buy-in is with Ukraine and even this war that Israel is getting into compared to our allies. And when the president sits there and says the weapons and munitions we're shipping to Ukraine have been sitting around collecting dust and we're going to replace those with new, better ones, I don't want to say how true of a statement is that, but maybe how literal of a statement is that. Are we that much more vulnerable supplying two wars, essentially?
Well, you know, we can't hide from the fact that the consumption is up. The good news is that the beginning of this war in Israel, it's not the same consumption except for maybe in 155 rounds.
Yeah.
Israel has a military that's highly sophisticated, and we're supplying them with different kinds of high-tech, very precise capabilities. Whereas in Ukraine, we're still supplying a lot of 155 and other sort of attrition-based capabilities.
Absolutely. General, thank you for joining us. Just looking at your crystal ball, seeing these military units in the sea there off the coast, does that look like a unit getting ready for combat or a deterrent or both? What do you think the signals are?
Well, the signal is we are capable. Now what we need to determine is, do we have the intent? Do we have the policy? Have we made the decision to act?
General, thank you for your service and leadership. Thank you for coming on and sharing your expertise. And absolutely, the signal intelligence and air capabilities of the Air Force is incredibly important, and I will never, ever disregard that again. Thank you, General.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.